In life, we all ask the questions, why me? Why now? And why did this happen to me? But if we are honest with ourselves, as we keep living, we realize it had to happen. Why? Fate, purpose, destiny. In the long-anticipated release from G4 Life Publishing Company, author Terrence Williams takes us on a journey of some of life's lessons he has learned. On this journey, we find lessons which include makeover, it wasn't all her fault, legacy, and moving forward backwards. He encourages the reader to embrace the reality we all must face at some point in life, that whether you believe it or not, it had to happen.
Welcome to Grace Talks, produced by Grace Media Productions and hosted by T-Dub Entertainment. Grace Talks is a podcast that informs and inspires to help you grow gracefully. Here you can enjoy great conversations, experience special guests, and encounter grace moments. Tune in now for an all-new episode of Grace Talks. Welcome to Grace Talks, where we explore the power of grace in our lives. My name is Terrence Williams, better known as T-Dub, and I just wanted to welcome you to another edition of Grace Talks. On today's episode, we will be discussing the theme of I Let It Go, inspired by the book that I wrote entitled It Had to Happen. We all have things in our past that we hold on to, things that we just can't seem to let go of. Maybe it's a past relationship, a hurtful experience, or a missed opportunity. These things can weigh us down and prevent us from moving forward. But what if we could learn to let go of these things and find peace and freedom? That's what we will explore today. In this episode, we will be discussing the importance of letting go and how it can positively impact our lives. We will also be sharing practical tips and strategies for learning to let go of things that hold us back. Whether you're struggling to let go of something specific or just looking for ways to live a more fulfilled life, this episode is for you. So join us as we dive into the topic of letting go and discover the power of grace in our lives. Thank you for tuning in. I am so excited to introduce to my wonderful audience my very special guest today. She is, I think we really need to just allow her to put it into her own words. I was going to do an introduction, but I think I'm just going to let her go for what she knows. Okay. Welcome to Grace Talks, Miss Janelle Cummings.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, Janelle. How are you?
I'm good. It's a beautiful day and, I'm moving and grooving. How you doing?
Man, listen, it's been, first of all, I have to say my famous phrase, all is well. So I learned that from the Bible. Situation with a character in the Bible. She had lost her son, and she knew that the man of God was capable of helping her.
Mm-hmm.
So as she traveled to see the man of God, guess what? People were asking her, how are you doing? Why are you in a rush? Where are you headed? Her only response was, all is well. So that's my response. I want to say thank you so much for doing this today. And we definitely welcome you to the Grace Talks table. So we have a lot a whole lot that I want to discuss because I want to get to know you in a whole new light today, and our audience will as well. First of all, um, we met maybe a month ago, a little over a month ago. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. No, actually, a month ago, right? The dinner was like at what? At on the 14th, the 15th?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're
It's
right.
about a month. Wow, what's up?
So here we are now. Now, I will tell our audience that we made an instant connect because of the career path that we're on right now. So that was the first thing. But I want to kind of get some background information to really dive into who you are before we get into some of the questions about our topic today, our theme. So tell me, where are you from?
So I am originally from Austin, Texas. My family's from Abilene, so I love Abilene, so I'm gonna always say I'm from Abilene. But I was born here in Austin, Texas.
Okay, okay. Are you an only child or siblings?
No. I have two sisters, both of them are older than me. So I am the baby.
Oh, try not to touch that. Um, yeah, lot to do with that, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, so you're the baby, and in your family, tell me what childhood was like for you. Number one, being the baby, but also growing up in Austin. What was that like?
I mean, it was my childhood was normal. It wasn't like I'm not a rich kid. I didn't come from a rich family. I didn't come from like a super poor family either. Um, well, high class or low class. I came from a middle class family.
Okay.
Uh, and childhood was like I said, normal. My mom cooked and made sure that we were good. My dad worked, and she also had a job too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so grew up in a two-parent home. So that's why, I have a lot of the values,
Yes. Yes.
moral values. I value those, and that's why I have those because of what I've seen growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty
So
good.
as a child, oftentimes we are, um, and I don't know if this is obvious to you, so I'll go ahead and help you out. Oftentimes we grow up in families where we are kind of catered to. Some people use the word spoiled. I don't use that word, but I have been guilty of being told. I, I have been told that I'm guilty of being spoiled. Was that the case with you?
Yeah. Absolutely. I've always been told that I was spoiled. Since I'm the baby, I get everything I want. Ain't my
So
fault I moved out.
say it again.
I said it's not my fault that my sisters moved out.
So you could pretty much request, ask anything, and it was yours.
Almost.
Almost.
Yes. And within reason now. Don't go outrageous with what you're asking, but I almost got, anything that I wanted. I wasn't a bad kid, so I
Mhm.
wasn't, how we are when we get younger. I mean, we get, start getting older as teens, we start smelling ourselves and failing and hanging out with the bad crowd. I wasn't a bad kid, so if I wanted to do something to go somewhere, it was gonna be, yeah, she can.
You wasn't about that life.
I was about that life now, but I mean, honestly, I just never seen a reason to have to be about that life when you can go and you can hang out with your friends and everybody is laughing and we're kikiing. Who wants to be a part of drama, especially as a teenager,
Makes sense to me. That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
So, so are you known as an outgoing person? And I'll say even early on, did you have an outgoing personality?
yes. I always
Okay.
had an outgoing personality, for sure.
So this person I know has just been here forever.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Guys, she is very friendly personality. I have to say from the day I met her and I was told by a colleague Oh, you and Janelle will get along perfectly. You know, y'all personalities just gel. And usually when people tell me that, I go on defense. And when I saw you and you were just, and I was just like, okay, so I see I'm gonna have to work on this one. So I just kept pushing, kept pushing. You give me that one liner. Yeah, I'm good. You like your job? Yeah, so far. Yay. So do you do sports? Yeah, I like sports.
Did not do that.
I was like, okay. And she even admitted, you can tell the audience how you admittedly saying, okay, this one is not going to shut up. So let me, I believe that was your words.
No, I was just thinking, like, I mean, okay, Janelle, like, participate. Be at this table acting like they participate. Say something. And that's why I, chose to start engaging. And I just wanted to fill out the room, like, who's in here?
Yeah.
Like, okay, this person keep trying to talk to me, so he must be really cool. Okay, let's have a good time. And we did.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So how did you get in IT? You born in Austin, come from a well-rounded family. What was it that sparked IT from childhood to adolescence, or what got you to the place that you say, I'm going to deal with computers, or I'm going to learn how to take care of computers, things of that nature?
IT was kind of like a trial turned into passion, really, for me, if I'm being honest. Because I was transitioning from like standard customer care to sales.
Mm-hmm.
And then after sales, and I discovered like I don't like sales. I don't want to have to meet a quota. I don't want to have my check to be determined by what someone buys. So I started IT at Apple, and from there I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like nobody asked me to buy nothing. I don't have to. So it's really a trial turned into passion. And then when I started learning like what troubleshooting was, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a puzzle, and I love puzzles.
Oh.
That's I like to think. I like to consistently think. Now, not like negatively speaking, but so trial turned into passion. It was.
So you like challenges, huh?
I love a challenge.
Okay, I got one early in the show for you. So I would like to know, and you can tell me this on the show, or you can wait until after the show to wring my neck with this one. I don't know. But I would like for you to give me 3 words that have all 5 vowels within the word.
Man, you want me to think about that right now?
No,
I'll
I don't.
do it later.
Yes. That you like challenges.
Yeah, no, like my IQ is high, but ain't that high.
I'm thinking about an interview now. I'm gonna go over here.
Right.
So what hobbies did you have growing up?
Ooh, growing up, I played sports, but I really been working from my whole life, kind of.
Wow.
Yeah, like when I turned 16, I got my first job.
Was that something that your parents kind of instilled in you, or it was just you wanted independence early? What sparked that?
I wanted independence early. I wanted all the Jordans. I wanted a cell phone. I wanted to be able to go eat if I wanted to, or go to the mall and have money to spend. I played ball too. So when we go on tournaments, I want to have, some, sit at Chili's and order what I want, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um, so that was something that, I want that independence. I'm gonna go get a job. Simple as
I
that.
hear that. So independence came early, and we also talked about troubleshooting and challenges. So um, in the next segment, we'll dive into how life evolved for you. Okay. All right. We'll be right back after this break. So Janelle, tell us, what are some common reasons why you feel people struggle with letting go of one area of life called control?
Mm, that's a good question. I feel like the reasons why we struggle with letting go of control, is fear. I'm scared. Like, if I can't touch this and hold on to it, right?
Hmm.
Then I'm scared that I might lose it. That it's not going to be in the right place. So I feel like that people we fear that if we don't have control over what it is, that it'll blow up, it'll go wrong, people will walk away, doubt, So of course, God is always an on time and an all the time God, right?
Hmm.
Um, but in between time, we get scared.
Right.
In between that prayer and that answer, we like, whoa, boy, nothing is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So I look back in life, and I guess it would have to go back to the Bible days to say, because control seems to be a necessity for humans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let us not forget that if we're analyzing in the biblical manner of our humanity, then we know that God created us in his image and his likeness, and his purpose was for us to have dominion over the earth.
Right.
Dominion is just another word for control or authority. So I guess in a sense, we are destined to have the control factor manifest, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, we're destined to have some sort of control, which is why, you still have to have control over what you can control.
Oh, wait. Now you're not just going, hold on. Now let me go to a different shot. Now you're not just going just glisten over that and keep going. Now I need you to stop right there. That you said something key. We have control over what we can control.
Right.
Give can I get a little more on that? Work that text.
It's, it's simple. It's real simple. Like a cell phone. Everybody got a cell phone, right?
Mhm,
But you got a bill every month
mhm.
and you get paid from work.
Yes, yes.
Control this situation right here. So
Right.
if this phone get cut off, I can control that by what? Paying my bill. It's
Yes.
that simple. It's that simple. I can't control what someone else can do because I'm
Mm,
not around you 24/7. I don't talk to you 24/7. So whatever happens in between now and then, I can't control that. That has nothing to do with me.
that's good. That is good.
Mm.
Um, so let's dive into your life and deal with specifics. Um, can you share with us an example uh of a time that you had to let go of control, and maybe the results of either you struggling with that or choosing not to, or eventually letting go, if you could dive into that.
Sure. I used to always like to control my like friendships or relationships, and not like saying like as far as telling them what to do. Um, it was in the aspect of, dang, like I ain't talked to you in like 3 days. What's up? You know, or how often we hung out. So if you were at some place that I wasn't at, then why you didn't invite me? Oh, you must not be my friend.
Understood.
So
Understood.
that's where the control was coming from. Like I wanted to control like how often we talked or how often we hung out to, I guess, validate a friendship, right? So now I had to just kind of let people be them. Because just because I didn't talk to you this Tuesday doesn't mean I'm not going to be a friend on Friday. We got lives.
Yeah.
We all have a life. So if I don't talk to you every day, that's fine, outside of like a significant other. But if I don't talk to you every day, it's cool. Like we don't have any bad blood. We didn't argue the last time we talked, right? So we don't really have to worry about, oh, well, she's acting funny because she didn't call me in 3 days.
So it really was birthed out of an evolution or a maturation period, in your opinion. Do you have strategies that you use or that you feel would be useful for a person to finally, because the one you already said was, number one, and that's paramount. You said you have, in me paraphrasing, if you allow me to, you basically said that let go of the mindset of trying to control something that's out of your parameter to control in the first place. Just abandon that.
Let that go.
Let's just get that out the way now. So you don't own McDonald's, so why you mad at the line being long at 12 o'clock at midnight?
It had nothing to do with you. You came at the wrong. You should have ate earlier.
Man,
it's 12 anyway.
Why is this line so slow, Janelle?
Process. You gonna have to chill. It's a process. These people gotta ask what they want. Then they gotta send it back. She wants the burger with the bacon. No, the burger with the bacon. Hold on. She wants the burger with the bacon, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what's going on back there. So just chill.
What other strategies would you set forth in beginning that process, Jay? Because even if you have to dive into the idea of letting people know, yeah, it is a process, but how do I let go of control? How do I release control instead of being, because I too was a control freak. Well, am kind of, sort of, am. Go ahead.
Now, you want to practice humility. I practice mindset, grace. How to show grace to every situation, trust. And believe in that.
I think that's big.
Yeah. You gotta have that. But you want to just make sure that you're just not all anxious on everything, because if we're spiritual beings, then we should be moving freely and letting things just happen.
Oh, Jesus, hold my mute. You said freely and anxious or anxiety. That was a key word for me. So my next question has to do with what you just discussed. And so relationally, how does it impact positively or negatively to finally let go of control? Is it that the person chooses to think less of you, or is it that the person feels that emotionally you're abandoning the situation because you let go of your control, or is it that it becomes something positive in that relationship? Family, it could be family, it could be business relationship, it could be romantic relationships, whatever. However you want to flow.
It's positive. When you let go of control, it's very positive. You can only control what you can do, right? So when I'm controlling what I can do, it doesn't impact the person sitting next to me or right in front of me, because I'm controlling this person. So it's a positive impact because you're not so tight with another person as far as like strangling them.
Okay.
Figuratively speaking.
Okay.
And you're giving them the grace to move how they want to move, because they're also a spiritual being.
Okay.
But I can't control them if their flesh wants more than what their spirit does. I can't control that.
Why can't I control? I don't understand. First of all, now I'm gonna just be me. First of all, if I'm okay, no, I'll wait till behind the scenes. I won't catch you. I'll let you finish.
No, I mean, you're able to focus and to be more relaxed. And again, moving freely, being at peace with, yourself and everything around you. So when you are feeling like, oh my God, you have to call me, you have to text me, we have to go have drinks every Saturday, you can also be draining the other person, missing, missing what they may be going through.
Wow.
You're missing that. They can be going through something, and because you're so you're missing what they're going through. Maybe they don't want to hang out this weekend because of. So when you let go, that's inviting. So now, instead of them dreading to call you because they know they have to, they call you because they want to, and allowing themselves to be free and say, this is what I'm going through.
When you see that strain being released, do you become sensitive to that? And this, I know we didn't talk about this, but do you become sensitive to that in saying that either you're going to allow them space to get themselves together, or do your sensitivity go to a place where I need to check on them, or how does that work for you? When the control factor is gone and they're not calling you when you feel they should be calling you, and then a space of time elapses, how are you reconnecting? How are you realign? What are you looking for when you get back into that space of communication with that person? Checking in that moment, or are you just going back to normal?
I mean, not necessarily, because if it wasn't abnormal, right? So it's more so, hey, I ain't heard from you. How you been? That's the check-in. And then that message in itself is to reconnect. What's up?
Okay.
I think when people are like, dang, you ain't hit me up, yes, ego.
Oh God. Oh God. Now you're going back to the first episode of the season. Now I really got to let you flow. Now I'm about to shut up. I'm sorry. Ego. We didn't tapped into ego now. Okay. All right.
That's ego. So it'll be people that I haven't spoken to in a little bit, and that doesn't mean that I don't like them, I don't have bad blood or anything. But at a point in time, if I feel it in my heart to say, hey, what's up? I'm gonna send that person a text message or call them. Hey, what's up? I ain't heard from you. Now, it's on that person's side if they want to, act funny or whatever they do, right? But as long as you know that you are operating from your spirit and moving and leading with love first, then your side of the street clean. So if they want to be nasty or ugly to you, then let that be the reason, right? But you just gotta be, chill. You have to understand that life happens. You have to understand that not everybody will open up like you open up.
It had to happen.
Understanding.
It had to happen.
Right.
Now, guys, we will go deeper with Janelle when we get back, but I feel that the time now has come that we transition from control and move to the place of fear, the subject of letting go of fear. We'll be right back. Thank you again to our special guest today, Miss Janelle Cummings, for being a part of Grace Talks and exploring this topic of letting go. And she's told us she's let go of some things, but I'm sure she's got more to share, and I will definitely allow that. Janelle, I was looking up the definition of fear. And I found two different things. So, first of all, I'll read this. It says, fear is an intensely unpleasant emotion in response to, get this, perceiving or recognizing a danger or threat. Merriam-Webster says it like this: an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by, key word here, anticipation or awareness of danger. What do you have to say about those definitions, ma'am?
Their definition is spot on. But fear is an emotion. Fear is not a requirement. Fear is not a necessity at all. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I shall not fear evil. To counteract fear, you must have courage, trust, belief, faith in anything, right? So
Yes,
we
ma'am.
talk about that. Of course, God is right here. I'm never going to disagree with anything.
Right.
But you must have faith in yourself.
Mm.
That old man is getting ready to go down. Look for something to pick up if you're that scared, right?
Right.
Or, oh snap, they're getting ready to shoot in this store. Have the courage to know, okay, where the exit's at. How would I get out of here? How can I distract him? What can I, right? And of course, as I'm talking, it's not that easy. Getting rid of fear is not easy at all, but it is an emotion. So just like people can choose not to love, people can choose to be hateful, people can choose to be sad, you can choose to be fearful. It's a choice.
That is good. That is good. So fear in career decisions is a choice. Fear in exercising is a choice. Fear in eating healthy foods can be a choice. You can choose to fear that you're not going to eat organic because, they're just trying to get my money. I'm sorry. Continue.
You can choose to be a little scared sometimes, because at that point you're second guessing the trust that you have in yourself. You're second guessing your potential. Okay. You are scared of change. Change is hard.
Oh,
and that's why a lot of people love the Lord, but they like, oh, but
it's the I got it.
So it's scary to walk right, because now you fear that you're gonna lose friends. You fear that your body is gonna change, not for the best, but it is. But you're scared of not feeling like you used to feel because of what
Comfort.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid to give up my mashed potatoes and my baked macaroni. I'm just gonna put that out there for free.
You're not scared. You just don't want to.
Let us not mix these up.
That's not. Yeah, you this now.
So, can you give us a specific example of a time when you confronted fear or you overcame fear?
When my dad died.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know what type of person I would be. I didn't know if I didn't know if I was gonna like make it through that. I didn't know if I was gonna shut out the world. And oh boy, who's going to be here to give me advice now?
Well, let's take a step back because the audience may not understand. There's something you shared with me, so I can comprehend, but I want to make sure they understand. So paint the picture, if you will, what your father was to you, or what we all have father figures or family member, mother, father, whatever. But give us the picture of what he meant to you that would cause you to feel that way in depth.
Okay. My dad, my father, my homie, my teacher, my preacher, my mechanic, my technician. That was my dad. He made sense of it. It was perfect sense. So ooh, I can't tell y'all what his mantra is yet.
Okay.
But when I listened to Maze and Frankie Beverly and a couple of his favorite songs, I was like, that's all you wanted was for everybody just to be cool with everybody,
Mm-hmm.
My dad was laid back. Everywhere he went, I was. They called me Jack Jr. They called me Jack Jr. He played at the church, and that's how I was raised in the church. He played the bass, and I was in the choir. I grew up singing. So he would play his bass, and of course, my sisters and I will be singing Destiny's Child, In Vogue,
Mm-hmm.
whatever we sing. But my dad was a huge pillar of support in my life.
Okay.
Came to every basketball game right after work. Game started 6. He gonna be there. If I was benched the entire game, he was there. When I played kickball, it's scorching hot outside. He was there.
Wow.
All of the girls stuff. He was there. It was just like he was there. I can never remember a moment where I'm like, he wasn't here. Mother's Day. We had a Mother's Day pageant at church, and my mom was supposed to walk me down the aisle. He was there.
Wow.
He walked me down the aisle that day. He was the only dad. So that's what my dad meant to me, which is the reason why I felt the way I felt. Because it's like, bro, like he's not gonna be here to give me any advice anymore.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
Then I overcame that prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I called on the Holy Spirit a lot. I don't think I've ever called on the Holy Spirit like that, but a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's when I really started to get into my Bible. And then there's a word called reality. And the reality is that the rain falls on the just and the unjust. But you can be the best person down here on earth today.
Mm-hmm.
And die tomorrow.
Yes,
The only thing that's for sure of death is life. That's the reality.
I got it. That's right.
It's a number. And when God calls it, be ready. That's the reality. We're not made to be here forever. That's the reality. That's how I overcame that fear. Is just, you know what? This is the reality. So one thing I don't fear is death. Because it's reality. It's bound to happen. Now, will I go out there looking for it? Absolutely not. You can stay where you want to be. I can go today.
Yeah.
But that's how I overcame that fear, is reality.
Okay. So you basically gave us strategies right in that moment. Hey, okay, so you have to recognize, you have to accept that life happens. Yeah. And then you have to pray in the midst of it, because I don't want it to be that people think you have to be super spiritual and pray all day, and that's going to allow you not to face it. No, you still have to face it. It's what you do while you're facing it. And that's what you just broke down so eloquently. If my dad was here, this would, I could go Okay, well, he's not here, so okay, Holy Spirit, what you gonna do? You know, but some become a turtle or a clam up because that person who has been that awesome example for them moves on. For me, I will acknowledge that my mom was like that she had something to say to everything. And I can recall, for example, just one example here. I remember the year that my mom died. She died 2006. And I went straight into business mode after the death because I was that strategist, that protocol person, that, business person to take care of everything. I did all of that. So then moving from that to the service, it was just everything, so you're not thinking because you're busy taking care of everybody else. So I remember 2 months after the funeral was the month of Mother's Day. And it was, for me, that day I shut down. I just reflected on that day. That was my grieving period. But I recall, I said all that to say this. I recall I was in the kitchen one day and I was attempting to cook something that I hadn't cooked before or hadn't cooked in a while. My mom was an excellent cook. In fact, she worked at restaurants for a period of time. So anyway, I'm standing in the kitchen. I go, oh, let me call Mama and find out how she. Oh, yeah. Sound like you about to figure this out on you. So I dealt with it in the moment. So it's not a thing of shutdown. It's just a matter of encountering, facing it, and then overcoming. So I do thank you because not even realizing that I was following good strategies, I did exactly what you shared with us. So the question kind of leans to that. It says, how does addressing and letting go of fear impact our overall well-being and happiness?
That's a good one. You remember when we was talking about being free? Because you're building up that strength. Fear is a weakness. God can give us a spirit of fear.
No.
Why are you even taking that away from the spirit closet? You taking that away from you. That's supposed to go to the Goodwill.
Yeah.
It's that fear dress, that fear suit. That ain't supposed to be in your closet. No, you're supposed to got rid of that because you done got big and you done grew out of it.
Right. Happiness got to come now.
Now happiness is here.
That's it. That's good. That's good, Jay. That's good. That's good. That is good. Do you feel that fear affects our decision-making process, or our problem-solving abilities to the point that we will abandon the process, or something to the point where we procrastinate? There we go. That's the word.
Yep, completely. Like I said, fear off top is a weight, a dead weight. So when you have a dead weight and you want to do all this stuff, you got a dead weight right here that just keep pulling you back and pulling you back. So I wanted to start my business. I knew what I wanted to do before I wanted to do it. I love wearing shades, love wearing glasses, love wearing all that kind of stuff because it fits my face. I'm like, girl, These right, y'all.
Right, right.
Anyway, I knew that in 2018. I was scared because I had a fear of maybe they won't sell. I had a fear of, well, I don't know a lot of people. I had a fear that I'm wasting my time. I had a fear that I was going to waste money.
Oh.
And it took me 2 years because I was scared. I've already did the research. I had already found the websites. I knew which brands and styles that I wanted. I just didn't hit submit. I just kept looking. It was kind of like just scrolling on the internet. Just
Wow.
kept looking. So that's how it can impact you. It's a dead weight.
And it's a WEIGHT as well as a WAIT that happens. Yeah, I saw you toasting. Go ahead. Go ahead. There you go.
It's a dead weight and a dead weight.
So potential in the example you just gave with the shades, your potential is held up in the process of fear. So you were busy focusing on anticipation of what would happen. And in the midst of getting stuck in the anticipation, potential is now put at a stop.
Right. You're scared. You don't know what's going to happen. The fear of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. But if you have faith.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yes, tell me what faith is, please. Can you tell
Here
me?
we go. So we did a study many years ago on faith. So a lot of times now we usually connect faith. Let me change views here. We usually connect faith with spirituality or church or whatever, but faith is a part of everyday life. I'm gonna tell you the most simple example that was given to me concerning faith, and I'm gonna go through the deep history, origin, or Greek word, all that. I got you for all that, but I just want to give this example first. So someone told me, they said faith is sitting down in a chair believing you won't fall. Believing that chair is capable of holding you and not breaking when you place your weight on it.
Yeah.
So are you telling me that you have more faith in a chair than you have in your abilities? Come on, church.
Because you can't see. You can't see what's getting ready to happen. Faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Faith comes from the Greek word pistis, which simply means firm persuasion. That's it. You're firmly persuaded in this thing at this moment. My question is, when it's time to sit down in the chair, how many of us turn around and examine the chair before we sit down in it?
Right. And I do. I want to make sure this chair is sturdy, because when you sit down and if you rock a little bit, you're going, whoa. Don't want to use that one.
But faith also means, for the most part, counting the cost. Like it's what you just said. If I'm going to examine this chair before I sit down in it and give analysis to it, that's fine. But the question is, am I just choosing in this pursuit? Am I just choosing to anticipate without counting the cost? Or am I sitting back like Janelle and taking care of the research and analyzing and trying on and checking for examples and figuring out this, that, and the other first, and then saying I can do this, or because I'm realizing at now 45 years old, and yes, that's how old I am. This person I'm on the call with chooses to say I'm old, but we gonna pray her strength in the Lord. At 45, I'm realizing that evaluation is key in life. Evaluating, counting the cost, preparing, planning. I heard an equation the other day. They said you plan, prepare, execute, and then expect. That's it. I feel as if faith is connected to, and you chime in here, Janelle. I feel as if faith is connected in pretty much every capacity of that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
You need it at every level.
You need it at every level. It can be the faith this water is gonna make me feel good, feel better. Or faith that we're gonna win this game tomorrow. It can be anything. Because if you have faith, then that's gonna make you go harder. Faith without works is dead. So if you know that, and you know that you have faith, then you also know that you got to work too. You can't just be like, oh, I got faith it's going to happen. No, you got to put that into work.
Yes, this is the change.
The execution part.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And then when you do faith without works, when you got faith and works, it's a lie. There's life.
Uh-oh. Come on now.
Don't speak life over fear.
Work it, preacher.
So, that's where that comes from. You can limit, your potential just being scared, but you don't know what's going to happen. You just got to do it. So after I hit that submit button and those shades came and I started taking pictures of them in them, I sold out twice over.
My God.
Wow. Didn't know.
Wow.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Wow.
I was like, oh, okay. Okay. It's going to be good. The fear of so now it's like, if you believe in God, then why are you scared of the unknown?
I don't have a response.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a response. What you got?
I'd be scared of the unknown if you believe in God, because anything bad, He gonna make it for your good anyway.
Okay, so we're gonna use scripture then. Okay, Romans 8:28. I hear you. Amen. I hear you. Romans 8:28. that kind of segues into the last question of the segment, and that is about the affirmations that we have. Do you believe affirmations would assist, and if so, what are some things that we could actually say to affirm ourselves or to strengthen ourselves to overcome fear or block fear?
You can say a lot of things, I am calm, I am present in this moment. Because you scared that when you get to work, you're going to get fired. You ain't even got to work yet. You were still in this kitchen making this coffee and you scared for what? I am present in this moment. I am not fearful. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, but I'm not fearful. I am a child of God. I don't have a spirit of fear. As I might get scared, I know that God is going to always come to my rescue to where I don't have to fear anymore.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I'm loving it. I'm going to have to write all this down.
You're going to have to play this back too. And so I know, of course, some of us do struggle with finances from time to time. Let's keep it real. We've had our struggles, whether it's happening now, whether it's gonna happen, whether it's already happened and you have seen and started to see the light. And sometimes I would wake up knowing I got a whole second job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be scared about bills that come at the end of the month, and here it is the 6th of the month. You see what I'm saying? I'm scared about the 27th, and here it is the 6th. You just Is there a bill due today? No. Okay. You still got that $28 in your account. Make it last. You see what I'm saying? So, fear. Now here I am, thumping in the chest. I'm scared. I'm sweating. Now my day ain't gonna go right because I don't know what's gonna happen on. Now I'm panicking. And then your mom wins the lottery, or not the lottery, but off a lotto ticket.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And send all her girls $200.
Yeah.
What was you scared for? Now whatever bill that was doing 27, pay it today now.
There you go. Oh, wait. She about to teach now, guys. So now you're doing money management. We done switched from let it go to pay the bill.
I didn't mean to. My bad, y'all. We let go of the fear of the unknown is what I meant. So let's not
get your money.
Okay. Don't worry about the 27th. Well, then it's at the early of the month. Worry about today. Right now it's 4:06 p.m. in Austin, Texas. Worry about what time it is right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no bill that's due, and the dog don't need to go out.
I am present in this moment. I am present
in this moment. In this moment. We done made it to 4:07. Thank you, Jesus.
Guys, I am enjoying this. I really am. Janelle, you keep it real simple. Not only do you keep it real, but you keep it real simple. We got to take a break and pay some bills because Janelle said pay the bill while you got the money. So we'll be right back after this. In life, we all find an encounter that there are times, situations, circumstances that cause pain in our lives. If you had to summarize, Janelle, what are the different types of pain that you've seen in life that people experience and their lives are impacted by?
Pain of losing a loved one, whether to death or a deep-rooted relationship. Pain of betrayal. Those are two wide and broad versions of pain. I mean, you can have physical pain too.
Yeah, when you hit that edge of the bed in the midnight hour.
It impacts for a short period of time, but it hurts.
Hallelujah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you say some words, some tongues too.
Yeah. They come on out you. Okay. They come on out you. So those are some of the different types of pain. There is emotional pain, physical pain. You may be hurting financially, spiritual pain. Nobody wants to talk about spiritual pain. When you just feel like, I've done all of this and I don't get anything in return. I don't think God loves me.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual pain.
Mm-hmm.
Because your issue is with God. Now that's a spiritual issue right there. Mm-hmm. God is not a person. And it impacts our lives because it's keeping us away from that light that we have in us. It's dim. It impacts our lives because we're unable to move forward with life. We're unable to see today for real while we're in today.
Right.
So we got all this pain bottled up. So now we hurt people. Hurt people.
See?
So that's how it impacts our lives, just based on how we're feeling, and we exert that.
Is there a way to recognize when your emotional pain, is there a way to recognize when the emotional pain is holding you back?
Got to accept it. Acceptance, acknowledgement.
Yeah.
You gotta have those two. You know, let's say you're in a relationship or was in a relationship and they hurt you bad.
Mm-hmm.
And you just can't believe it. Like me? You know? No, accept it. Cry, scream, deal with it. Do whatever you need to do. But you have to face it first. You can't do what you need to do without facing it first.
So you're telling me that me sitting back, okay, the situation takes place and I internalize and I just keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
Is that facing, or is that denial?
You're internalizing it. I mean, it's not denial if you're denying that if you're not denying that anything happened. I think when you face it, you are acknowledging that whatever it was did happen, whether it was the death of the loved one or, like I touched base earlier in the episode, I had to look at reality. And then that's how I recognize, like, okay, if I keep getting sad every single time somebody dies, I mean, death is sad. Don't get me wrong. Though I'm not insensitive like that. Mm-hmm. But I believe because I possess a higher understanding of death, it does not bother me. I love everybody who passed away. R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
PIP, holding down. But when you recognize emotional pain of, whatever happened in the past is holding you back, now you can't love again. So you're missing out on something. You thought God, left you and he said he'll never leave you and forsake you. I don't know what that word is, past tense, but you thought that he left. He been there the whole time. So now you ain't got a relationship. So you kind of out here by yourself when you're really not. And I put that in air quotes because you're not out here by yourself, but because of your flesh, you feel like you are.
Wow.
But when you start recognizing that, I need to let this go. Because it's a woman that wants to love me. It's a man that wants to love me. God wants to love me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He wants the relationship with me so he can heal my heart and make it whole.
Right. Right.
And that's how we can recognize is by acknowledgement, by prayer, by acceptance.
Let's since you're diving into some deep waters, let's deal with this. So you said that you played sports.
Mm-hmm.
You said that your dad was pretty much like your big homie. He was your best friend. He was your advisor, counselor. Do you recall a moment where the deep-seated pain existed and the process that you went through while that pain was going on, whether it was physical or emotional? Just give us that process, walk us through the pain and your endurance and your overcoming. I just want to hear a personal example.
Um, hmm. I believe I can't necessarily say I had a pain, and I don't know that I did. Right? I can't tell you this for sure that I had a pain when my dad passed away. When we spoke one time, I told you like I don't know if it was like if God just equipped me with this strength,
Mm-hmm.
or if I was just that strong. But of course, if I'm just that strong, then He equipped me with that strength, right? So I can't necessarily say that my dad I had any pain behind that. Of course, I miss him physically, but everything my dad and I did was very, very, we spiritually bonded.
Okay.
Um, when it comes to pain, um, physically in pain, I had a dermoid cyst on my right ovary, and it was the size of a grapefruit.
Oh God.
Like I never really went through any emotional pain because I was always guarded.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's a good question.
Yeah, Barbara Walters was my teacher.
May she rest her soul. May she rest her soul. But yeah, I think a way to just overcome and let go of pain is gradually. I'm not saying walk away from it tomorrow. Not everybody's Glorilla, you know. Um, you wanna slowly but surely, like, I can do this. I can move. I can keep going. Trouble don't last always.
Mm-hmm.
Pain don't last always. But no pain, no gain, right?
Right.
If you don't go through any pain in whatever sector of your life,
Right.
then there are not many lessons.
Yeah. The question bears to mind that if I remember I can't remember who said the quote, but it basically alluded to, if it doesn't hurt, there was no sacrifice. There was no
Hmm, that's true.
because that which is great cost sacrifice. It costs pain. It costs a sense of determination and discipline.
Mhm.
So I'm looking back at, okay, we talked about control, we talked about fear, now we're talking about pain. If you're really going to let go,
Mhm.
then it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you that, and you said this even earlier, the comfort zone. It's going to cost you making a movement, making a shift, making a change, uprooting that which is comfortable to you, because there's I remember this a long time ago. God gave me this. So between promise and provision exist the process.
Mhm.
Or some people say the problem.
Hmm.
Either way you look at it, I'm going to call it transition.
Yep.
You can't in science, I remember this is probably the only thing I remember from physics. But I remember the teacher saying that to get from one place to another place, it takes force.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. I said it takes force.
Yeah.
And force is movement, it's energy, it's struggle, it's tension, transition. Why would we expect God to heal and not go through anything to get to the healing?
Right.
Not have to give up something to gain. I'm gonna leave that alone. Because I feel my Baptist side coming back to me right up and through that.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to give up something to get something.
You got to.
Am I
You preaching?
letting it go? You started early with the control factor. You know, if I'm trying to control something that's not in my power, and I'm trying to give up that control or that mindset that I can control, that if I'm going to gain deliverance, I know that's the word we've been waiting for the whole episode. It finally popped up in the conversation. If we're going to gain deliverance, then we have to give up. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That we might be scared of. Might be a little painful. Might be a little painful. But God. But God, though, right? It might be a little painful. Lord, I don't want to get war. I love that man. It's going to be painful, baby girl, because I got somewhere I need you to be.
Come on.
See, the pain is not always the problem. The pain is probably your process.
That's going to be another. I just want to let y'all know that's going to be a sound bite of Janelle's. Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I hope y'all got all that. She gonna be back. Don't worry. She got a lot more to talk about in the future. We're gonna take another break and prepare for our close. But again, you're on Grace Talks with the one and only, the exceptional, the effervescent, the expressive Janelle Cummings. We'll be right back. Janelle, I have to say thank you once again for doing this, for being a part of our Grace Talks podcast. You have been a great, great inspiration to us. Just in case someone wants to keep up with you, follow you, how can they contact you either for speaking engagements or inspirational moments, or just follow you to see what's happening in your world?
Gotta call on the name of Jesus. Okay. I'm just playing. I'm on Instagram. I don't really have a lot going on. I post, but not really.
Okay.
But it's __ 11.26 spelled out.
Okay.
It's my Instagram name.
Okay.
If you want to book me, you just hit Terrence up because he is my manager.
Listen, you better come with the ducats. That's all I gotta say, because I take 10%.
Right. You think you get 15% until you hit that 11. No. Well, yeah, that's how you can follow me, or.
No email.
My email would be Janelle Elon, so that's JANELLEELON, which is my first and my middle name, at gmail.com. That's how you can reach me as well.
Great. So, Janelle, as we have come to the end of another episode, we have established here at Grace Talks what is called the Grace Moment. The Grace Moment is set up to leave a final word of encouragement, inspiration, motivation, final thought to the audience about whatever the topic was that we've established for that episode. So today it was about I let it go, how to let go of control, fear, and pain. So my question to you, well, I shouldn't say question. I submit to you today to provide us the grace moment. And once again, we thank our audience for supporting us, for being here for us, for listening, tuning in, and of course, learning. So, Janelle, it's in your hands now.
Face everything and rise. Don't run. Show some grace. Practice humility. Operate from the spirit and lead with love. Show some love. And look ahead. Because I promise you what's behind you is in hindsight. And that's all that I have.
Y'all heard it here first. So as we sign off, we thank you again, Janelle. We look forward to great things from you in the future. And until next time, remember to grow with a little grace. See you soon.
If you have a question or would like us to discuss a specific topic, Grace Talks wants to hear from you. You can email us at gracetalks@graceforlife.com. That's grace_talks@grace-4-life.com.